Northwest has a TikTok account, and this is incredibly controversial because her father, Kanye, has repeatedly spoken out against this decision to have his daughter on social media and be displayed to the world in the way she is. And one of her recent spates of TikTok posts featured her along with two of her friends, who I am assuming are also 12 years old, in these incredibly disturbing costumes. It looks like they got a makeover. They have a bunch of fake tattoos all over their faces. North is wearing a blackened grill over her teeth and a full face of makeup, false eyelashes and all. They've got fake colored hair extensions in with these long braids, tons of jewelry, fake piercings in their faces. And she captioned one of her posts, "Fake piercings and fake tats for life," along with her friends. And I'm just imagining, like, obviously they're in an incredibly exclusive social circle. These are probably girls that she knows from whatever it is, like super expensive private school in Calabasas that she goes to. And I have so many questions. Who are these girls' parents? Why do they think that it's appropriate for them to do these things on play dates as 12-year-old girls and then post it for millions of people to see?
It's also even weird. Like, it is funnier to think about, like, this behavior in general, but this behavior in Calabasas is just so, like,
yeah.
Like, what's that video of the kid who's like, where he's like talking ghetto and he shouts to the guy who's like cleaning his car? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I gotta. Somebody in the chat will know what I'm talking about. It's like a very famous video where the guy's like, "Hey, I'll see if I can find it." But the point is like you're acting outside of your social class right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the parents are nowhere to be seen, and they're sending their girls off on a private jet to go to some rapper's concert and take photos with him and get backstage passes. They're 12 years old, mind you.
By the way, yes, I know you said it earlier. These are not real tattoos.
They're fake.
They're fake.
Although I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it were real, because Kim Kardashian just lets North post and do whatever she wants in the name of allowing her to be creative.
Yes.
And, you know, that would be one thing if it were in the privacy of your own home, but it's being posted for the world to see on TikTok, and everyone is saying the same thing. This girl is growing up too fast. You're not letting kids be kids. And she is obviously seeing all of this stuff and imitating it from the internet, where she is not supervised. And her parents, much like most celebrity parents, are far too concerned with their own promotion of themselves and their own lifestyles to pay any attention and spend time with their own kids. First example that comes to mind is Ben Affleck's crazy daughters. One of them thinks she has long COVID. The other one thinks that she's non-binary. And it's like, if a father were in the home, this would not be happening.
I'm surprised one of them doesn't have Lyme disease.
Right, exactly. Why doesn't Violet Affleck have long Lyme disease?
So I have a question for you. So I guess it's a little bit different for celebrities because they're going to be subject to public opinion anyways. But like, I wonder how much of it is like a lot of my generation who didn't grow up on the message boards, who didn't grow up arguing with people online, were introduced to the idea of hate comments and rude people much later in life. Do you think it's more or less damaging to for people to be exposed to like people talking shit to them when they're younger as opposed to when they're older?
Of course.
Worse?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I mean, look, I think there's
you
a
don't
certain...
have an ability to have perspective.
But I think like a part of like the argument that people would make to the contrary is like, you know, if it's a callus that has to like form, that they get used to it earlier in life. Now it could be it could make you extremely maladjusted and jaded towards the world. But I just wonder how much of it is like people my age who just never had to deal with it because they weren't like me and weren't on message boards when they were kids and had to deal with people talking shit.
No, I mean, I think that it's pretty obvious that children shouldn't be on social media at this point. Like, you have no excuse as a parent, no matter what social status you have, to think that that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's why it really comes off as so phony when Kim Kardashian says this in her Call Her Daddy interview. She says, my daughter tries to wear what the other kids are wearing, and I'm like, okay, we're never wearing that again. Unfortunately, we made that mistake in front of the whole world. She is referring to North stepping out in public for the paparazzi dressed like a prostitute. She's usually a girl that dresses like a tomboy most of the time, and she wanted to try something that her friends were wearing, and we went to the same place that they went to. And it's just like, okay, wait, maybe you can't wear that, you know? So as a mom, you're kind of learning at the same time. But what I do know is my baby is such a good girl, such a sweet girl. The things that she experienced where she might have been outspoken or did something, she learns from that. She listens to me, but in other areas, I'm like, if you want blue hair, it is what it is. It makes her so happy. I would never take that creativity away from her. So, again, you can experiment with stuff like in your own privacy of your family and your home. That's not the purpose of this. She's playing dress up with her friends for the purpose of posting it and getting clout and comments off of it.
So the blue hair doesn't bother you. It's the fact that they're doing it for the sake of internet clout.
I mean, I think that most parents wouldn't be okay with it, even if it weren't posted online. But the fact that it's getting posted online to, let me count, 19 million followers and more as it's disseminated out from there, that changes the conversation entirely. And you can see in the bio here of her TikTok page, it's called Kim and North. It's supposed to be their joint account.
Yeah.
Me and my bestie, managed by an adult, Jesus loves you. That's their bio. And we're meant to believe that Kim Kardashian is the administrator of this account, that she makes all the decisions of what's posted. While North is just running wild on this page, posting whatever she wants, and that's why they delete videos so often where she is lip syncing sexually explicit lyrics, dancing in sexually explicit ways, and then ends up getting taken down off of the page because Kim is checked out and doesn't care.
See, there's a great skit to be made here where North is like making the videos, and she's like, so the camera's like hard, you know, it's like to the left of her, and she's like, Mom, can I post this video of me singing these song lyrics? And the camera pans over to Kim, and she's like taking a photo with the Optimus bot.
Right.
And
like she's
and
like, yeah,
posing
honey,
with the Optimus.
sounds great.
She's like, what?
Yeah, like do your creative thing.
Yeah.
And
what song?
This started a long time ago. I wanted to show these pictures from 2019. This wasn't that long ago. Okay? This is North 6 years ago making her debut, the very first time she was on a magazine cover as a child. I mean, this cute, innocent girl is getting put in a makeup chair and displayed for the world and commercialized. And I've been saying they don't do this with their sons.
Yeah.
She has sons that are now the same age. They're not being put out there as much. This is a family tradition for them.
I can give you the more, I guess what would be considered the more innocent version of this, which is like, so there's she's a singer and a family influencer named Sheena Melwani, and her husband is a guy named The Real Indian Dad. Doesn't like his real name. And they have kids, teenagers, and they're in the content, but basically what was described is like they were given like do you want to be in it, do you not want to be, you can if you want, you don't have to be if you don't want to. And the son, from what I understand, at least a couple years ago, he was older, he didn't want to be in it as much as their daughter wanted to be in it. So he was in the content less because he just simply didn't want to be. Right. And so, and this is not this stuff. We're talking like wholesome family skits and stuff like that. You make of that what you will about what you think about people putting their kids on camera for content. That's a whole nother discussion. But in general, wholesome comedy, whatever. But the son just didn't want to be as much. And I wonder if it's partially that and partially that in the Kardashian family, just the girls have more inherent value to them.
They do.
Yeah.
They 100% do. And not value as people, but as bargaining chips.
Yes.
For attention in the attention economy. And it seems appropriate to mention, of course, that Kanye was extremely outspoken about his opposition to North being put out there on social media and having social media pages, specifically TikTok, and no one listened to him. And they said that he was crazy. And I think it's fair to say he's been wrong about just about as much as he's been right about. And this is one of those things that he was right about. And people are finally ready to admit that. And that goes in line with a recent fake quote that was being circulated from North. She did not, in fact, say this, but it was claimed on a blog that 12-year-old North said she would choose her dad over her mom 1,000 times. And Kim ended up calling out this blog, saying this interview never happened and the quotes are fake. North loves us both, and it's harmful and weird to pit a child against either parent for clicks.
Yeah.
And I agree with her in principle, but it's like you're kind of playing into it, right? Because you're literally for lack of a better comparison, what North is doing is she's just kind of cosplaying as her dad.
Yeah, I know, weird, especially with the grills.
Yeah, she's like taking after her dad.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, she's on the nitrous, and then it's game over.
No. Well,
No, I'm just saying it's a likely outcome, and I don't hope that happens, but it looks incredibly likely because she has zero guidance.
I always wonder what the best path forward is for people in these phases. Like, you always hear the stories of like kids will go opposite directions as their parents. Now, I feel like that's less and less common in Hollywood these days. Like, they don't want to, like, Hollywood used to like romanticize the story of the person forging their own path in the face of like famous parents or successful parents. Like, dad runs a multi-million-dollar corporation and wants his son to take over. It's like, nah, dad, I don't want to do that. I want to be in a band. Not even that. Like, I want to be a public defender. Make $2 a year. Like, and that was romanticized because everyone can understand the idea of wanting to forge your own path, wanting to make your own way in the world. But now the world is so freaking hard to survive in. People are like, I see this all the time. Like, if my dad owned a successful business, I'd have been like, yes, I will take over your business. Like, oh no, my dad runs a store and he wants me. Like, I wanted to go to college. Like, no, I'll take over the store. Any day of the week. Like, how do the kids of famous parents, like, it's like with the actors in the business, right? Like, poor Denzel Washington's son has to be the son of Denzel Washington, who also wants to be an actor. But not all the kids choose to do that. A lot of them, maybe they go into working behind the scenes or in some other fashion. We need to get, like, somebody needs to get Northwest into chess. Or like something completely the opposite of what dad does and what mom does.
How about for now, North being 12 years old can get into dolls, coloring, reading,
school. I like that idea.
Maybe
reading,
soccer.
Look, she can still social medias with reading. Have a book club. Talk about the books you read.
It's not looking good for her future.
Look, the thing is right now, if you're a young person in the age of social media, it's a golden age to pick up a niche hobby. Especially if you want a social media. Pick up masonry or woodworking. You can still make videos and you'll get lots of clicks if the production value is good enough. Like, literally 80% of my YouTube Shorts feed is just people making interesting cuts in woodworking with, like, geometry.
That would be an interesting pivot for her.
Yeah, I want to see them start to, like, especially like when you really think about it, they've been born into a life where they'll never have to have a job, not just because of what their parents are doing, but having 19 million followers before you're even of age to run your own social media account means that you will have sponsorships and you will make enough money to survive no matter what. Pivot. Start making like some type of weird, like, go into some niche hobby and do that.
Or just don't publicize it.
Yep.
I think that would be the ideal situation.
That is better too.
Speaking of the economy being like not survivable, I heard there's a recession indicator of people signing up to take the LSAT.
Oh, is that like the real estate exam?
Yeah.
It's like the what's the meme? It's like the bottle service girl when she finally has to take her real estate license exam and she's crying really hard. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.